Okay, boys, so basically I found some pretty good winning products for February. So the first one is the smart door lock. So this is a great lock for privacy reasons if you want to lock yourself inside your room. It's great for bedrooms and offices, and it uses fingerprint technology as well as a keypad number for the entry. This can be used in conjunction too with the mobile companion app which comes for the product to actually control the lock. Now I'm just going to show you the actual lock itself. There's quite a few pictures so you can actually see what this looks like, and it kind of integrates with the lock system of the door, and you can attach it onto a pre-existing door. You can kind of see some more information about the lock itself and the design of it, as well as the handle, and it comes in a few different colors. So we have white and black, of course, if you want to sell two different color styles. So this is a pretty cool product. They don't have that many units though, so you need to take that into mind. They only have 600 units, which is an important thing to mention if you're trying to sell a lot of units of this. Now if we scroll down, you can see specifications for it. So this is made out of zinc alloy, and you can see the unlock mode, so it uses Bluetooth. The app is called the Toya app, so if you want to use the app or provide some kind of customer service based on the app, that's what it is. And it uses a semiconductor sensor for the fingerprint reading. So this is a pretty cool, useful product which has an application for people who are more inclined towards privacy, right? Now it shows some information down here: mechanical key, normal open mode. But what I've done ahead of time is actually researched a few different websites which are already selling this product, so I can kind of give you an idea of what the product copy should be and also the strengths and weaknesses to your product page, right? Here we have this website called Everlock, which I found. This is kind of like a general security website where they've made this into an entire brand focused around security. So obviously they call this product the Everlock. This is their staple product, right? But as we know, it's basically just this Toya smart lock which we found on AliExpress. But you can obviously try and do what they've done in terms of the actual branding of it. So they have some pretty cool images here as well, like this AI based image which looks pretty cool. We have more images of the app and the product itself. Now one thing we need to take into account, guys, is they have a mixture of product photos. So they have one where it's in application, or at least it's a 3D render of it being used, and then they have some clear white background pictures, which is what I always recommend. And then also they have some of these pictures explaining some of the pros and cons. Now I personally wouldn't include these generic pictures like this black one. I would probably include this because this shows the contents of the box. Now you can see they've actually customized the box itself, so you can see it says Everlock there. The way they've done this is they've probably used a separate supplier like Zendrop or Spocket, and they've provided their own branding and packaging. So that's obviously how you can get around there. Now the product price was $46.98 on AliExpress, so that's $56, right? And they're selling it for $72.99, although the normal price is $190. But we obviously know, because we use Shopify, that that's the compare app price, and that's not the price that they actually genuinely sell it as. So they're also doing bundling here, so you might want to take into account that you can take advantage of bundling. And they also have the countdown timer, which I personally don't use, but it can increase a little bit of scarcity and anxiety in the customer purchase process. So they already have this product copy made for you, so you can kind of take some inspiration. Don't copy it word for word, of course, because you don't want to get in trouble, but you can have a look at what they've done. They have some really nice animated GIFs. They have showing it in application. They show you how to use the app, and they also have a hashtag for people to kind of promote the product, right? So I think this product page is good, although this kind of does trail down a little bit too long with this whole white space on the left. So the website design could be better. They do also have a video. So this is obviously them testing it. Now you could make this video yourself. I wouldn't advise to steal it because you might get in trouble, but you could order the product. Even if you have to return it, you could order it off Amazon and then do a little demonstration video to kind of copy this as well. Now what I really like about what they've done is the FAQ below the product, not just on the website, so you can kind of get some quick answers, because customers are usually just going to be on the product page directly from an app like TikTok, right? So they're not usually going to scroll through the rest of your website. Next up is this car door guard. So I particularly like this one. I actually found this from a Facebook ad originally when I was using a scraping tool. I think I was using Miner to have a look at some Facebook ads, but basically this was the next best one I could find. I couldn't find the original product from the ad because I think it was a custom one, but this basically plugs onto the side of your car door to prevent it being shut on an object, because many of us who obviously have cars or have been in someone else's car have seen the car get damaged from either crashing into something like a bollard or an object, or getting dented on the side of the car when it's shut on something by accident. This is water resistant, which is quite good. It's also lightweight and very easy to ship due to its weight and its size, and it's also low cost. So this means that you're going to get very high profit margins with this particular product. And it also solves a key problem, which is people not wanting to constantly have to repair the car when it gets into trouble, right? So these are kind of like car sticker door edge guards, as they're called. I'd think of something a little bit more creative than that, because that sounds pretty terrible. But you can see there's a lot of keywords here. You could probably put this into an AI tool to generate you a better brand name, but you've got some pretty good images here. You can see it's bendy, which is pretty cool. So this material is very flexible, and it shows you exactly where to apply it to, right? It's best to apply it to the doors rather than the rear end of the actual vehicle. And of course, that's why it's usually a 4-piece kit, because you have 4 doors on a car usually, obviously minus the boot. So personally, this is a pretty good product to use. The reason why I actually featured this one is it's a very basic product and it's so cheap to actually order. If we actually go up and have a look at the price, it's 9 pence. I'm not sure how much that is in dollars, but I'll convert it. That's 11 cents, right? So that's extremely cheap. This is 9 pence in UK currency. So this is super cheap to order. You could probably sell this at like $2, $3, maybe even $5.99. You can obviously sell this for a premium, and it's very easy to make an ad based off this. You just show it in effect and how it obviously protects the car door, right? But you don't want to damage a pre-existing car, so you got to be careful when you shoot the video. There's also quite a lot of good reviews here to show that it is a good product, so you can import them to your store too. So I just thought this is a pretty good product in general. I'd recommend to market this on Facebook, because this is more of kind of like a Facebook product rather than a TikTok viral product. So I'd recommend to use Facebook ads for this particular one. That's mainly because I originally found it on Facebook, so that's where I got inspiration for this one from. This next one is a space light projector, which I typically actually really thought was cool. And I also have another great store which is already selling it to give you some inspiration for the branding and obviously the layout. So this kind of provides you with this whole space room lighting. It's a system that makes your room basically look like the galaxy, right? So it has that big wow factor that's unique. It's a unique product which is obviously quite exclusive, because I haven't personally seen this anywhere. And obviously a lot of people are making these lighting stores where they're selling all these flashy LED lights. That's quite popular. I see a lot of beginners get into that niche as well, and you can definitely make some money off it if you have the right marketing. So it has 360-degree projection, adjustable brightness, 2 timing modes with smart controls, and 8 nebula effects, and it basically transforms your room into a whole new environment. So this piqued my interest, and it also kind of has this cool lightweight small cute design, this little astronaut, which I'm going to show you in a minute, that this website who's already selling it have done some really good marketing with their product name. So we have an overview of a few of the effects here. I'd recommend to create your own material with this rather than using these generic stock photos. I'd recommend to actually shoot your own material and videos, maybe order it, because this is such an explosive product that could definitely go viral. There's white and black variants. I think the white one to sell is probably the best. The black one looks super cool as well. This is £13.14, which is about $16, right? So this is $16. And as you can see, it creates a really beautiful effect in the room. And you can order one with this little star in its arm or a guitar. So there's a few different variants you can order, and they create some really cool effects which you can use in conjunction with the remote control. So you can change the brightness, the RGB mode, the laser switch, and a lot of different other settings which I actually forgot to mention. So this is a really cool, unique product. I haven't seen anyone try to sell this recently, although if you go in some of the private Discord groups, there might be some people talking about this, but I haven't personally heard it. You also have a good product shot of the actual contents. I believe this is USB chargeable, which is also another plus. Finding rare charging cables is kind of tough. In fact, I think this is the same charging cable which you use to charge an electric beard trimmer, so that's also going to be a cable you've probably got in your house, so that's also a plus, especially because the product which I was selling was a very rare charger or rare battery recently, and I had some problems with that, so don't run into the same issues. So this website called pleshy.com is already selling this. So we had the product at base price for $16, they're selling it for $70, so they're making about $52 off each unit. But remember, they're probably going to be using some kind of ads, so that's not all going to be profit, right? But that's pretty high profit margins. Now they particularly have a really nice website design. I don't know who designed this, but they've done a really good job. This kind of nebula effect with the blues and purples, it definitely goes into the whole space theme. And this store is a general store, right? So it's not actually based around just space. I'm not sure if this is a lighting store. They've done really good. Now you'll notice the consistency is people are selling in bundles and selling with these buy more and save deals. So these might be something you want to consider, because a lot of these stores in the case study today are using these. They also have some really nice gifts. This is definitely recommended. Now you can see they have this white space on the left, which is another issue that the last store had, but this is mainly because, in retrospect, the reason why they're doing this is they're mainly marketing to people on mobile, because most of your store customers are going to be coming from mobile, from scrolling the Facebook feed or TikTok feed. So for the most part, you don't really have to optimize it for the desktop, but it's best if you kind of try to. And they have a before and after shot, which looks absolutely crazy, to be honest. I think that could definitely just sell the product in general. Like, that looks super cool. So I like what they've done there. They have these trust badges, which can sometimes be useful, features and details. So they've gone into a lot of work to type in information about this. They've also done the key thing, which I always mention, which is have at least 4 to 5 bullet points of the features and the pros and cons. So they've got a pretty good website. So this is plushy.com. You can copy the URL and take a look at these for yourself. It's really nice to see people who are actually selling them and how they are marketing them. So this is another one of those generic fruit peelers, fruit and veg peelers, which you always see everywhere. Now, the reason I featured this is, yet again, this is going to be something which you can primarily be marketed on Facebook, because it's a basic product, but these types of Facebook videos are great to sell to more middle-aged people who are using that platform. It's a hand gadget that's small, it's cheap, it's easy to ship because of obviously its size and its weight, and it's basically a slicer which aims to protect your fingers from cuts and slices when you prepare for food, so you can work really quickly in the kitchen without the risk or danger of actually injuring yourself like you do potentially with a knife, right? So it has a high quality non-slip ergonomic grip design, and it works to cut fruit and vegetables for cooking quick and efficiently. So that's a little description I've written. As you can see, there's a few different color variants. It really doesn't matter, to be honest. I recommend just selling the most basic one, black, green. You could sell any color, it really doesn't matter. It has 5 stars, which is extremely rare, but this is because it only has 4 reviews. So if you're thinking about importing reviews for this, you're not going to have much to work with, okay? And there's only 57 orders, so this is mostly an untapped product. I did actually see the Facebook ad selling this product to have gone pretty viral, so I'm surprised nobody's actually catched onto this. And you also have some pretty cool stock gifts which you can use on those pros and cons part of your product page as well. So there's a lot of material already set out for you in this page which you can make use of, and they've basically done a really great product description, which is actually pretty rare on AliExpress, because most of the time you have to convert all these random keywords and jargon into a good looking product description. You could literally just copy and paste all of this and then just rewrite it and condense it using AI to be much shorter, straight to the point, and then just use that just to make your own product page. So pretty simple. But luckily for you, I've also prepared kitchentactics.com, which is already selling this product, so you can get an idea of what they've done. Now they have 9 reviews, which is more than the ones on AliExpress, but that's probably because some people have actually bought it too. And this is how they've laid it out. They have also included the general product pictures, the stock photos, but they've kind of made their own diagrams here, which is also a pretty cool thing to do. Now it says $0 here because I think it's actually out of stock. It's usually $20. Or what they might be doing, which would be interesting, is they could be doing it where it looks like it's free, but then you have to pay like a very high shipping fee. So that's also another strategy which people do to actually make some money. So that's the cutter. You can see they've actually copied basically word for word. They've also screenshotted these description titles from the AliExpress page, so they've kind of just copied it, which is what I said you can do, but you could be more creative than them. And you can also see these reviews here. If you could find a way to import the reviews from their website as well, then it could obviously give you more reviews than on the standard AliExpress page. So the last one I'm going to actually cover right now is this door bottom seal strip. So this is basically used to put on the bottom of the door. This is a low cost product. As you can see, it's very cheap, which means you're going to have high margins depending what price you actually sell it as, which is usually typically going to be a 3 to 5 times markup, right? So this is for wind reduction, for flowing air and drafts, which is very common. It's useful for soundproofing rooms, which might be quite useful when you don't want to hear people in other rooms, or when you want to contain sound, especially let's say if you're in a recording room. And it's made out of a lightweight foam material which can be further cut manually to be cut down to fit different types of door frames and door sizes. This will help block out insects, dust and other issues without actually damaging the door or modifying it in a greater way. So this is a useful item basically to sell in the whole household niche. So it's going to be an evergreen product which is probably going to consistently sell regardless of trends which come and go. So this is going to be useful in my opinion for some kind of homeware store in the homeware niche, or just a general store just testing products. So I'd recommend to actually take advantage of this. And actually you can see from the product quality, obviously it doesn't look amazing, but it's only 9 cents, which if you think about it is actually crazy. But that's because all it is just a foam roll. It's just a foam strip which you can cut down, which is why it's so cheap. Obviously they already have information here. So blocks out insects, blocks out sound, blocks out mold and draft. So there's already all the benefits to the product here. The fact that it's 9 pence, which is probably like 11 cents again, is so cheap. Even if you sell it for a few dollars, it's just going to be such a high markup that you're going to make some pretty good money off this one. If you're very creative with these cheap ones where they're just very basic materials, this is where you can make some pretty good profit off them particularly. Now this website called jammypicky.com, this is actually selling this door bottom seal strip, and they've not actually been creative about giving it a special name, but you really don't need to, because this isn't like a brandable product. This is just like a general homeware product. I really like the layout of their store. I don't know what cruelty-free means because it's just a strip to put on your door, but I guess that that helps to sell more. But yeah, they've got the different colors here. They've got a lot of different product images, and you can see they have these nice GIFs, which you could potentially take. I'm not sure if you can reuse these or not, but if you can't, you could remake your own. We have these benefits here, which you could rewrite and reuse yourself. So outside noise reduces your sleep quality. The floor usually gets soaked after rains and strong winds. You can't keep your room cool in summer, and dust accumulates. So this is basically all the problems which you're solving by acquiring this product. Then you have a before and after picture, which they've made too, and a little bit of marketing over here. So just go on here, be creative, copy some of it, rewrite some of it, and you can use it to sell in your own store. So that's basically going to be it for this month's February products. You probably expected me to do something for Valentine's Day. It's kind of too late at this point because it's already the 6th, and I believe that's like the 14th. So there's no real window to actually sell and ship products for this month. You should have kind of been starting that early January, right? So these products that I'm showing you for this month are mainly just evergreen products which you're going to sell throughout the whole year. So if you have any questions, do let me know, especially about any of these particular products, and we'll be showing some much more different ones next month. I might try and actually start to see if I can source the original ads for competitors selling them to also show you those two in the future, because I feel like those might be beneficial in the whole marketing process. But I hope the actual websites that I've shown as a case study for people already selling them have also been useful to compare yourself to and pinch ideas from in your own marketing. That's what you should do during your product research. You should always look at competitors and people currently selling it to see how you can kind of model their success. That's the best formula to actually do when trying to sell something completely new.